As we all know, there are consequences to our every action. The same rule applies when you are on the road doing stupid things, and you never know when you could land yourself in hot waters. Hello and welcome everyone, as today we will be looking at people who got a taste of what they deserved as Lady Karma spanks them on their behinds. Let's get started right away. Using your neighborhood road as a place to do burnouts is not really a good idea. Luckily, this driver and this car were not up to the task, and something very important blew up in the car. After one car undertakes these trucks using the shoulder, another follows suit but sees that the cops are pulling them over. He hesitates and clips the truck while trying to merge. It still gets pulled over.
Come on, man!
Impatience can also get the best of you. This guy kept rolling and technically went past the crossing, which means he broke the red light and got pulled over for it. The lights are red for almost everyone but the left side, but when they turn red, the idiots from both left and right keep coming and end up hitting each other. If you think you can always squeeze through, you can't. Watch this blue car try and brake truck this truck for no good reason, and he gets what he deserves, but in a very usual way. He becomes a collateral in an accident when another trucker clips a car that cut him off. Imagine having the amount of bad luck this guy has. He thought it'd be a swell idea to bypass the traffic using the shoulder, but to his surprise, he was cornered by not one, but two cops. This driver gets forcefully cut off by a BMW driver who pushes himself into the merge at the wrong time, and his own miscalculation lands him at the rear end of the car in front, which he was probably trying to follow. Watch when a silver car flies by at high speed and cuts off the car that just merged onto the lane, but flies right off the road and wrecks itself. A Jaguar driver parked his car and blocked this driver inside his parking spot. But Range Rovers are tough, so the driver took advantage of that and showed him how double parking causes an inconvenience. What is it with people and prying their way in front of other cars? This one did not even put his indicator on until he was honked at, but someone saw what he did and they did not like that one bit.
He didn't stop. I'm following him right now. He hit me. Okay.
Another driver tried to do a rat run around traffic by using the shoulder, but he also learned the hard way how he should not have used his little trick in the first place. The driver in the red car is doing that on public roads, which is extremely dangerous for everyone around him, and especially him. Turns out he was a danger to himself.
There he goes. There he goes. Oh, he just... Are you okay?
Yeah. Another duo gets in hot water, not because one of them crashes, but because they have a third challenger approaching right behind them, and they are not happy about this.
Oh, you're caught, bro. What are you stopping for?
Imagine running into trouble yourself and sparing the cops of the trouble like this guy, who almost ran through a red light and crashed into them. This Lamborghini Aventador gets gapped by a normal family car and could not handle the shame, so it decided to do a kamikaze attack on the other cars waiting at the signal.
Oh! I was going back to the car. I had him for a bit, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Here is the aftermath of drifting in the middle of an intersection while being high on self-belief with probably zero skills. Legend says he still is not paid up.
Hey, street sweep, get up
Street
here.
sweeper who?
These tailgaters get bamboozled by this driver after they flash his eyes out of his head and don't get their way with it. Imagine embarrassing yourself not once but twice like this driver. First, he crashed his car into another car, so in order to redeem himself, he has another go, but to no avail. This guy has got the street locked up with this little fun time, but he put the extra bumper car on the wrong side and actually needed it at the back. Not to mention his car got tired at the end too. These people are gathered here today to witness these two idiots race on the streets together and see one of them crash into another car. Safe to say she knew it before it even started, but these ladies got a little too carried away trying to act like they're about to crash and end up actually doing it.
I knew it! Abby! Okay, now we're screwed.
Burning rubber sounds like a nice idea when it comes to replacing the old tires with a fresh set, but it is even better when you do it on private property and not in front of the cops. Here's the difference between Mustangs and a Charger. Chargers wait for the crowd to get cleared before they come crashing into a street pole. This guy had the audacity to come on the wrong side of the road and tell the driver to go around him. However, his little stunt proves to be very hectic for him. This YouTuber races down the road and forgets that he isn't in a video game on creative mode. It breaks so late at this point, there is no stopping. Just because your lane is free does not mean you should go above the speed limit like this guy. Now, he has a little friend joining in the race behind him. The idiot in the SUV cuts ahead by undertaking the car on the shoulder. When he gets honked at, it hurts his fragile ego, which causes him to brake truck the driver, someone with who he should not have messed with.
Dale, Tayo. Dale, Tayo. Dale, dale. Ándale, pendejo. Ándale, pendejo. Ándale, pendejo.
This lady is furious because the driver of this Camry cut her off, and that was one of the biggest mistakes he could have ever done on that day. Here's what happens when you give a car too much horsepower to a person with too few skills. Pretty sure he has the money to compensate for that. Even if you do end up racing, if you collide with the same person who you are racing, like these two, you should probably never do it again. All I can say about this is that an attempt was made. To what exactly? Well, nobody will ever know. Tailgating or simply using their phone? Comment down below what exactly was the reason behind this crash. This driver and his buddy decide to have a friendly race on the street when suddenly not only a cop turns up, but he ends up losing his GoPro on the road too. Don't get me wrong, Corvettes are good cars that handle well too, but when you add a dummy on a public road to the mix, this is what you end up with. Here's another person who thought he could put on a show for everyone by blocking an intersection, but his fame was very short-lived. With no blinker and no use of side mirrors, this trucker learns a lesson of a lifetime when he clips himself with another car. Here comes a speedy boy, and even though the car gave him room to go through, his own bad decisions caused him in a world of hurt. Where I can point out good cars, I can also tell you that the first generation Dodge Vipers were not really good at launching, especially on the streets. This is what happens when you give a friend a chance behind the wheel.